I think we're talking Skeleton Crew. So
Yeah, I want to hear about
Yeah,
this.
you just read that, Gooch. Yeah, pick up where you left off.
So my
more
question
time.
is this actually entertaining, or is it's 2:30 in the morning, you're drunk, and there's only one chick left at the end of the bar?
I've been watching it sober, so I'm still liking it.
I've been enjoying it. It's
by
a different
choice,
take.
Moxie?
Yeah.
Or like
Well-
sober by choice, but
Well, there was a plan.
okay.
It's falling into another plan, but yeah, broke that one the other day. Yeah, the show though, it's been enjoyable. Going in knowing it wasn't made for me, it was made for children, helps me, kind of temper any sort of like harsh criticism. But even still, like there isn't really a lot of harsh criticism. Also, reminder, it's for kids, so it's been enjoyable.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but if you can, I can't hear anything. My sound is totally gone. You can hear me, okay?
Hear you.
I'm gonna kick myself out, come back in. Gooch is in charge until I get back.
Yeah.
This is sort of like Riker. You have the con, right? You're number one. Was he number two? Was he number two? Was he number one or number two? Riker
was number
Number
two.
two.
Riker was number two.
Number one.
Okay,
Number one.
Carter's
Sorry.
number one.
One.
Well, I mean, he was second
Carter
in
was number
command,
one,
but
yeah.
he was his number one. But he was second.
Oh,
in
wait,
command
so
of
he
the
was
ship.
number one.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah, no,
Number
it was
one
referred to him as
officer.
number one.
Yeah,
Number
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, I think, is Data.
Who do you
actually.
work for? Number two. Who do you work for? Yeah.
XL.
Yeah. Anyway, thoughts on Skeleton Crew? I enjoy it. It is for kids. We reviewed it earlier. And Zach's was on there. It's like the first few episodes didn't really feel like Star Wars. It was starting to get there, and now it's got that Star Wars feel, especially episode 3, where we got into the pirate part and all that kind of stuff. The acting in episode 4 kind of was flat, and I blame the direction. So people want to blame the writing, but I think it's actually the direction in that episode. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. It's something different.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like I saw previews for it, and I'm like, dang, I might actually watch that because it like reminded me of, and I liked this as a kid, so don't laugh at me, of the Ewok adventure.
Mhm.
Like
Not
that was
wrong
good
with
fun. Like it was a good, like it was always on the Disney Channel, and I just, I'm like, are they getting back to their roots?
Well, I actually love this show because for me, it takes me back to stuff that some of you on this panel are too young to remember, but you may have heard of. Certainly the Sid and Marty Krofft productions of the 70s and the early 80s, right? The Land of the Lost, and there was Simon the Sea Monster kind of thing. Right? There was all these, but all of those children's shows that I would watch as a kid, Saturday mornings religiously, all the City Marty Krofft shows were themed like this. They were about children that were swept away on an adventure, often without adult supervision, right? In Land of the Lost, they didn't have their father, and then at a later point it was their uncle, but you had a teenage boy and a younger girl, and then their father, but they're out there running around being chased by like reptilian creatures and dinosaurs and things, and there was this sea monster show that I loved as a kid, where this kid befriends like the good sea monster who's left his family of bad sea monsters, but nobody else knows. The adults don't know he's got the sea monster friend, and they go on adventures. And there's that Peanuts element where the adults are somewhat are minimized in its children's point of view. So for me, it's taking me back to that childhood because those shows were specifically designed for children. And I have to say the openings, we can do spoilers. I mean, it's not episode.
Yeah, we're going full spoilers here. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the opening moments of the first episode, the pilot, really touched me because they were the only time I've seen like how we played Star Wars as kids. And these are kids on a planet playing Star Wars. They're in the world of the galaxy, but they know about Jedi and Sith and know the legends, and so they're playing like fake lightsabers with their friends in the playground, like we did, like grabbing a branch and it was our childhood. And then as they get swept into a real adventure, it is what children fantasize about. We fantasize about flying a starship and shooting blaster guns, and doing these things. But the fun of the show is, obviously when these kids are put in the situation, they're not good at it. They don't know how to fly a starship. They don't know how to actually shoot blaster cannons. And so the fantasy becomes reality for them, and then they have to learn. And so that really touched me. For me, it brought out my inner child because I don't think I've seen any major Star Wars show or anything else that brings out that childlike going back to our imagination and playing with the toys as we did. I don't think I've seen that, but the writers clearly did that themselves as kids. It's very authentic.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a while since Star Wars tried to be fun.
It is. It not. There's no lectures. Nothing is at least overt.
Yeah.
There's two moms for one of the kids, but I actually missed that. I was on my phone at the time, and I didn't notice there was two moms.
Yeah,
but-
because they're in and out.
Right.
It's a flash scene moment. They're in and out. The one of them even doesn't talk, so you didn't even notice them. Right.
Badger, you are the Star Wars expert on the panel. Why do you think the show works, and what is different about it, or how do you think it works? Let's start there.
I think it works. I think we all had problems when we saw like the suburb set that looked like modern America, and I get why they do that. It's we keep saying it's for kids, and I don't mean that like it's dumb writing, even though some of it's dumb writing. It's just following tropes and situations that if it was in any other situation, they would all have died horrible deaths. But it's like in a kid's show, it takes a different route, and I think Gooch mentioned like Avatar and all that. Airbender Avatar, as far as like the kids learning moral lessons. So that's fine. I think it works completely with what it is. And we find out that these are old Republic vault worlds. It makes sense why he knows about the Jedi and Sith and has all these fun, glamorized memories of them. And yeah, I'm still excited to see where it goes. And it's just, I think it snuck through exactly what I thought. This is like the, not quality level, but circumstance of the Terry Metalis Picard season 3. He snuck right in, got to do something that everyone had discounted, and someone who knew their shit and was a fan actually made something of quality. And I think that's what John Watts and Christopher Ford have done. They snuck right in and made something that doesn't hate the audience and that they themselves have good memories of, and it translates.
So I want to add two things. That one is Terry Metalis and I worked together. I worked with him before he was very famous on Nikita. I was on there for season 4 of Nikita, and he had a writing partner at the time. I don't think they're working together anymore, but he was a great guy, very smart, very young and ambitious. And look where he went to, right? I'm not startled to see how far he went. He was a really nice guy. We hung out a bit when I was filming up in Canada, and so a decent person. And as for this, with regard to what you're saying, it snuck through. I agree, it snuck through. But I also suggest that people like Jon Favreau and others have been pushing for stuff like this, and they're dealing with a very political environment with people, adversaries inside of Lucasfilm that have been pushing against stuff like this. But a lot of those adversaries, through all of their energy, like forged the one ring of power into this stupid acolyte thing, and so they put all their power into that thing, and that just fell right into the volcano, right? And so
I gave Favreau a pass until we found out it was his idea to put Lizzo into the Mandalorian. His idea, no one else's. So yeah,
he's got to survive.
Yeah,
you got to survive in this town. You got to keep the bosses happy, and the pivotal thing is how do you get something good done while you're getting bad notes from people above you? I mean, as a professional writer, you're always getting like, "Hey, we're going to cast this person. You agree, right?" And like, "Yeah, sure, boss. Yeah. Now how do I make this work, right, and not get fired?"